What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to Let's Talk Bulls, the #1 Bulls podcast in Chicago. And what we're going to talk about today is the Chicago Bulls beat the Detroit Pistons 119-108 to get another win on the season. And this was one of the first games this season where all of the starters had a positive plus-minus. And we had a good game by DeMar, who took over this game. A lot of good moments from our team and our bench, and some things that I think we have to watch out for. We're going to talk about it right after this. But first up, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button, you subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you are notified when we drop these videos. And with that, let's sit back, let's have fun, and most importantly, let's talk Bulls. So the Chicago Bulls find a way to win this game against the Detroit Pistons. They win 119-108. But if we're being honest, at the start of this game, it did not look like they were going to have a good one. They came out, they were lethargic, they weren't playing very well, and it just seemed like they didn't have a good energy from the starters at the first quarter. Honestly, we started out forcing a lot of shots. You saw Zach playing a little bit of hero ball, same thing with DeMar. We weren't really running the pick and roll through Kobe and Vooch as much. It just seemed like one of those games where the Bulls were going to just decide that they didn't know who they were. They had no identity, and they were going to test things out. But the good thing that we got to see is in the second quarter of this game, the Bulls put it together. Billy has not been afraid to take out the starters and put in the bench lately, and I love seeing that quick trigger. If he does not see energy coming from the starting five, he's going to his bench. Now, this game was a little bit different. Normally, Alex Caruso is the one coming off the bench. He's the one who's going to spark a plug for the team. He was out today just with a little bit of a toe injury. Seems like he'll probably be back next game. Maybe play tomorrow against Milwaukee. But having him not play today meant that someone had to step off the bench. Okay? The person today who stepped up was Ayo Dosunmu. Man, he was playing amazing. It seems like Ayo really knows where he's meant to be. The position he is with this team right now is perfect for him. He can come in off the bench, no stress, not a lot on the line, and just play his game. He's playing confidently. He's attacking on the fast break. And honestly, Ayo might be one of our best fast break players on this team. So seeing him get out there and do what he needs to do was amazing. But as usual, the starters started off slow. And once we put in the bench, Drummond and Ayo, P. Will, we started seeing this team turn it around. The issue I have with this, and this is one of the things I think we need to work on, even if we are having a good game, this team is starting out so slow. Every game, it seems like we start off with no energy. The starters are messing things up. We're going down early, and then we're relying on our bench to try to make something happen. Could you imagine this team that we can get Zach, DeMar, Vooch, Kobe, and Torrey Craig to start out the game with the same energy they have when the bench comes in, and we can take a lead first? If we can get this bench to come into a game and we're up 10, those are the type of games where we get blowouts. So I need to see the starters start the games with a purpose. We can't keep relying on our bench to save us every game. It's working right now, but there are a lot of teams, especially in the playoffs, if we make it, that's not going to work. You can't rely on your bench to save you every game. You hope that they're good enough to save you some games, but the Bulls rely every single game on the bench doing everything. If they don't start out with energy, the starters don't play with energy, and then at that point, who knows what's going to happen. Now, the bench played great. The starters started to pick it up as we got through this game. The key player of this game is DeMar DeRozan, 29, 1-1. He didn't have a lot of things that happened other than offensive things, but one of the big things he did have happen is 4 blocks. Yes, that's right. DeMar DeRozan had 4 blocks this game. If I'm correct, I believe it's the most he's ever had in a game in his career, which is something we definitely needed with Caruso out. So he stepped it up on the defensive end, and he came to play on the offensive end. We saw a little bit of good old DeMar. And he was also shooting the three confidently this game. So it's just good to see him overall have a great game. We had a good game by Vooch and Zach together. Once again, the three of them, when they play good games and they score and don't make a lot of mistakes, we tend to win. So Zach had 19, 3, and 2. Vooch had 21, 12, and 4. The big three did their thing. But another key point to this game was Coby White, once again, shining. You can see he is growing in that point guard position. 16 points, 7 assists. It's becoming apparent that Coby is learning that point guard position. He's starting to average more and more assists a game. He's really starting to find Vooch. It seems like Vooch is starting to get a little bit better at hitting that hook shot around the basket. It's still not quite where I think it'll be in the next couple weeks. But once that starts going down consistently, I can definitely see Coby averaging 8 to 10 assists a game, especially once he starts really getting that perfect connection with Vooch and teams start having to decide which one to guard. So Coby stepped up. P. Will, as usual, didn't have a lot of points. He's just not scoring a lot of points this year. Now, a good thing about P. Will is he's staying aggressive. This is about the fourth game straight I've seen him aggressive, taking shots, driving to the basket, being out there on the floor, which is great. I'm not too concerned about him not making these points each game, right? Right now, I don't need P. Will to score 15 points a game. But right now, what I need to see is P. Will be aggressive. I need him to take shots. I need him to keep going at it until he gets comfortable doing the things we need him to do. Seeing him do this consistently game in, game out is something that is positive. So all the Bulls fans out there who say that he's not doing anything, it's the same P. Will. P. Will hasn't changed. P. Will's the same one as last year. It is not the same person. If you watch these games, you can see that he's doing a lot more. He's taking a lot more shots towards the rim, and he's being way more aggressive than he was last year. He's just not having those baskets go down. But that'll happen over time. He'll get used to these shots, and he'll start making them. But what I need to see from him is to continue taking shots. Be aggressive, attack the rim, be the person you think you can be, even if it's not going down. Keep going. Now, I want to talk about Drummond. Drummond had another big game on the boards. 11 points, 13 rebounds. I really want to see more Drummond on this team. I do understand Vooch took over on the fourth. He did great. He was subbed in for Drummond while Drummond had the hot end. He did what he needed to do, and he kept it going. My thing is, I think we need to play Drummond more. He is starting to make less and less of those stupid mistakes. It's starting to really show what he's able to do, not just on rebounding, but he's starting to really get comfortable with that little jump hook around the basket. You can see him using it himself in the post to not only take shots, but also get people open at the wing or in the corner. So I want to see more of him being used as a normal big. I don't want to just see pick and rolls. I don't want him just to be in there for rebounding. I want to run the offense a little bit through that post with him if we can, when we're stagnant, when we're having trouble. But the stagnant half-court offense is a big issue with this team. If we're not on the fast break, we are a terrible, terrible half-court team. We get stagnant. We don't know how to get to the rim. We just end up just in this weird zone of not knowing what to do. This is a fast break team. It was great that we did stick to it in that second half, but I need us to start doing it immediately. It has to immediately happen right out the gate. We cannot start games hoping that we're just going to be three-point shooters. Attack the rim at all times, and then if you see your shots are starting to go down off the drives, then you start taking those threes. But overall, the Bulls got through it. They made another game down. They got one for the win, even though I don't think they honestly were going to at the beginning. They pulled it out and proved me wrong. So I'm very happy to see that. The team seems like it really does know what its identity is now. Be aggressive, tack on the defensive end, turn teams over, get on the fast break, and drive to the rim. Right now, the Bulls lead the NBA in turnover. Or sorry, not in turnovers, but in points off turnovers. So the Bulls are really attacking teams on the defensive end, and we have to keep that up. So another win down. We got Milwaukee tomorrow. They've been complaining about their defense. Giannis is not too happy about how they're playing defense, so hopefully they play bad defense again tomorrow. But it's going to be an important game to make sure that we shut down Dame. We try to defend against Giannis. It's going to be a little bit of struggle, but we have to play aggressively still. I do not want the Bulls to come into tomorrow after playing this game and not attack the rim. I know Giannis is back there. I know the Lopez brothers are back there. Attack the rim. Keep it up at all times. With that, I hope you guys had a good win. I hope you guys are as happy about another win for the Bulls as I am. And with that, I hope you have a good night. So I'll see you next time. Peace.